I think you can say that the Housing White Paper has had an impact on the market. It was a disruptive document, I mean deliberately so, full of criticism of the government and of all aspects of the development sector. And although the fundamentals haven't changed, you need land, you need money, and you need expertise, actually the mix in which those things are coming together has changed. The commercial to resi has always been an area of interest. We're seeing many more instructions coming into us on the back of a piece of work we did last year, looking at the capacity of of commercial holdings to take resi. The refocusing on affordable housing and the settlement that housing associations have in terms of rent settlement and the availability of affordable housing grant for rent products, that's very significant. And Homes England itself, you know, a new team, very muscular, hooking people in the chest, being quite clear about what the demand and what the challenge is, and also being able to back it up with fairly substantial funding programs like the Housing Infrastructure Fund, dropping large amounts of cash onto programs. I'd pick out three trends right now. One is investors and their behaviour. And as we're seeing an inflection point of some values in London, we're seeing that capital move elsewhere in the country. So Birmingham is drawing in much of that, as is Manchester, Bristol and other places. Really important, really key is the emergence of local authorities as developers in their own right. And this is substantial. This isn't actually a trend. I think this is more like a surge. Again, working with Birmingham, working with Wolverhampton, two local authorities with very ambitious plans, you know, thousands of homes in the offing. And I think the other trend that's emerging is perhaps the increasing sophistication of partnerships between those public bodies and the organisations they're contracting with or partnering with. You might call it Partnership 2.0. So the old model perhaps where, you know, someone puts in some cash, someone puts in some land and you divide the spoils. Much more clearly seeing people being the public commissioners anyway, being much more savvy about what it is they want and who they want to work with on a opportunity by opportunity basis. There's something really interesting emerging around consent, and I think you can see what the London mayors said around, you know, no regeneration without ballots, and you can tie that to village voice out in, you know, the leafy shires. There's something there, isn't there, as government gets more muscular about wanting more development. At the same time, consultation and consent also becomes more muscular. Regionalism, I think that's a very, very important thing for the future as well. So the strength of places like Manchester and Birmingham, really something distinctive happening there. So a very different market from the rest of the UK. Actually, are these things causation or correlation? Going back to your first question, you know, how much impact has the white paper had? You know, I mean, in some ways it doesn't matter, because what's undeniable is that there's much more activity of a different character taking place. I think resourcing is key, so the people we have to bring forward development and make that happen. We need to be better perhaps at sharing between the public and the private sectors, and we need to be thinking about particularly bringing in and being innovative about our graduate programs. You know, there's never the wrong time to start to do more of that. So seeing more sharing, more rotation perhaps of that talent amongst different kinds of organisations, between consultancy, between government and between public providers as well.